Hello and welcome to the 10th world. Today you see me in a different world because I'm joining King Under the Mountain, also known as Thorin Oakshield, in his world to visit him. And we're gonna run around his world for a little bit and he's gonna show me around and I'm gonna take you with you. So I'm at the spawn in his world right now, and as you can see on my map, I can see nothing. So yeah, we have to find a way to join him, and he's in the Discord with me, so you should be able to hear him too when he's speaking. So I'm gonna look around if there is a portal here so I can join him, and then we're gonna see his base today. Okay, there is.
Yes, I think I forgot one thing. No, I am visible to other players on the minimap.
Yes, you are, and I do that too. There we go.
I just arrived at my spawn west door over there.
I see you on the map. I come in your direction.
And since we just began talking, I will do my introduction as well. Hello everybody, this is a special episode today of my regular Valheim. We've got a visitor, hang on. No hitting on doors. We've got a special visitor today, and this particular recording, I've told a couple of times before that I will do a visit to my other world, and today I've got my friend Anna Gromigal over, my friend Lady Anna. I will just call her Anna for convenience sake. She is streaming and recording Valheim episodes, so for those who do follow me on Twitch, have a look on my page because she's actually one of the recommended ones. For those on YouTube, well, you have to find her over there. We are going to visit each other's worlds, and with that, there's something I need to do. Of course, because you need to be polite after all.
Well, let me try that because I have not bound anything, so I don't know how to wave. So I'm just gonna stand here and look pretty.
Well, in this case, I have taken a female character for a change instead of males. So, and wave is simply chat and then slash type wave.
There we go.
It's a little bit harder to see. Okay, so this is actually my very first base, which I built a long time ago. And it's really basic. I mean, I do have boards up here. I do have a workbench. Upgraded a few things, my chest. But the main reason for this building is to give me quick access to the spawn after I've killed the boss.
Okay, wait a little bit. I've got some presents for you because I brought you some hare meat. Those buggers are hard to catch, and I think you can use some food in your adventures in the Mistland. So I brought you 2 stacks of hare meat because I got some logs that hunt for me.
Oh yeah, that's one way. Oh, you got your base on the border of Mistlands and Plains.
Yes, yes.
Well, in that case, there is something, if I can do it right. I think there is a bow. Thank you.
You're very welcome. When you come visit, we will visit all the bases in Amelia's world, and then you can see everything there.
So let's get out of this piece of darkness. Just follow me. It's a little bit less dark in here. Because one of the things we're going to have today is a complete different playstyle
Yeah.
from two people. I am basically the one that prefers a central base and a central hub. So this is under the Elder Altar, my portal hub, with the nice signs showing up where I'm actually going.
Oh, pretty. You have all them prepared and you have all the spellings there so you know where everything is and where you go when you
Yeah,
I prefer
including
I love that one. Let's go home portal. And oh shit, I gotta run portal. That is fabulous.
it's the oh shit I gotta run portal is actually something that came up in the Volheim Discord when we were discussing pocket portals.
Mm.
And yeah, somebody named it a pocket portal is basically the oh shit I gotta run portal because you use it to escape. And I like that name. So that's why I put the sign up. The let's
Fabulous.
go the let's go home portal is another pocket portal I can use. So I always bring two,
Mm.
and it's actually tagged as PP,
Hmm.
while the other one is empty.
There is a
So,
saying that PP stands for panic portal. So that's another oh shit, I gotta get out portal.
so I actually that means I actually have to swap the designations. And yeah, the colors I'm using, Plains Farms is inactive at the moment, but the colors I'm using are also referring to the biomes and to the difficulty. So all green ones are currently the easy ones,
Hmm.
and the vendors are easy, although Hill Deer is always close to a little bit of problems. Mountains is white still, although yeah, it is tricky because I hate the golems. Mistlands should be red, Ashland is also red. So it's also a little bit representing the color of the biome itself.
Hmm.
That's basically what I have in mind. And of course, we have the coal farm, nice written in red and black. Howling Cavern is. I did that cavern, but I used that mountain as hunting ground
From
for
what I
hunting.
gather here, we are right under Eldest Altar. Let me
Yeah,
have a look outside because I think I
there's still something.
recognize that underneath there. Yeah, that's under Eldest Altar. So you have an indestructible roof on that.
Yeah, I did this on purpose because there's a little trick with the Elder's Altar. If you dig a hole under it, if you're able to dig a hole under it, the fire is always giving a rested bonus.
Yeah, because it's an
So,
eternal flame, it will never burn out.
yeah, and you're covered. So you got the basic 5 resting bonus. There is already, was it X? If I'm going to sit down, you already get 1 comfort. Even out in the open, you don't even need a roof. Sit next to a fire, you get 1 comfort. If I do this on the inside, I may get 5 comfort, the basic. So currently it's very funny that up here it's actually more light at night than it was in the meadows.
Well, the sun is coming up.
Yep, and that makes things looking very nice. I was very lucky with this location actually.
Yeah, and you are high enough above the water level to even dig a basement here. My
Yeah,
last elder would not be able. It was right on the water level. No basement for me there.
yeah. So yeah, I've been after I got iron, I've been beautifying this whole place, building the floors, building the walls. I had to rebuild each portal one by one.
Oh my.
And I'm keeping a small stack of food here. always. We'll close it up, but I don't think you can access it.
Yes, of course I
I mean,
can. You don't have a ward, so I can look inside the box there.
no, I mean, if I'm looking in, I'm not sure if you can.
Yeah, if you're looking in, I
No,
can't.
someone else is using it,
Yeah.
so you can't. So, of course, the workbench for emergency repairs on hammer or whatever, and portal home, which is unfinished.
Home is unfinished yet. You are still building.
I'm still. Why are you standing on top of me?
Yeah, that's what
So
happens with that
this
game.
this is my basement, and I usually build from the basement up. I have the small shack in Meadows, which we started in as my main area for a while. And meanwhile, as soon as I have the portal, I start building on a special location. In this case, an island with plains on one side. The island in itself is planed, and we actually did have swamp. So each and every raid trying to attack me from the north will always have to go to the swamp. So I built a basement, and the funny thing is, it's too small. Believe it or not, it's too small.
You got the smelters here, you got the kiln here, you got a heck
Yeah,
ton of storage here. Everything is nicely labeled. I never go to that extent that I would
no, but
I
that's
would
my OCD.
yeah, I can't. That would drive me bonkers, but you did such a great job to label everything so you know what goes where. I rely on my memory to remember what goes where.
Yes, that's the forgetful game.
Well, I do it the same way always. Like in the same box, in the
Yeah,
same row, there's always the same stuff. In the first box here is always the stone, and if that's always the stone, I don't have to have a label because I'm lazy more than forgetful, you know. So normally I start with the lower metals on the right side. That would be bronze and copper and tin, and then the next one would be iron, and the next one would be silver, and the next one would be black metal, and the next one would
yeah.
be flat metal.
So you basically have a similar system as I have without the labels, but still the starting items working up to the higher tier.
Yeah,
For me, it's up and down, and you do it from left to right.
yeah. That's basically the same, but I don't label the boxes because I'm a forgetful gamer, but I'm also terribly lazy gamer.
Do notice that now, with different lighting for some reason, that wood, pine wood, and core wood are actually the same color. No, wood is slightly darker. I have to look at that. I try to match more or less the color of the items in it,
Hmm.
but yeah, the problem is some items you can't. I mean, copper and bronze, copper in itself is more reddish as yellow,
Yeah.
but bronze is more yellow as red. So yeah, I couldn't get the rusty color of iron. So yeah, some parts I had to improvise.
But it is a
But
great system to have everything labeled. If I wasn't that lazy, I would probably do that myself. And then there you have some more unlabeled boxes here. Are they for extra storage?
those are my secret ones.
Ah,
I've got now. I've got the first one is my financial part.
ah.
Then we've got the one with seeds. I'm collecting all arrows. So that's the first three. Then under here we have items related to farming and to fishing, and some double items because apparently I am the forgetful gamer as well. who didn't know that he already had the circlets and the side and boss related items kind of speak of itself, but those are the boss drop
Hmm.
or the things needed to summon them.
Ah, I see. I see.
So there is a system in everything.
Yeah, I can totally come get behind that because I have the same boxes. I always have a money box, I have a seed box, I have an arrow box, always. So, and I actually, just like you, I have them stacked in order. I have the fine wood and the wooden ones, the flint ones, the fire ones, and then going up like the same system. We have, I think, the same OCD in some parts.
Yeah. By the way, you're the kind of person who don't like low ceilings, etc. How do you feel about this area?
This is fine. It is 4 high, and 4 high is fantastic. I do hate if it's only 2 high
Yeah,
because that is like right above my head, and I usually build with 4 meters high ceilings, all my builds, because anything lower than that, I think makes the camera clip awkwardly,
yeah.
and
I have
it's
that.
just claustrophobic.
I have it in my video series that the ceiling is very close to the head of the character. And I personally use almost first person vision, so as close as possible. It feels more natural to me, but I, this feels a lot better for me too. You have more oversight, you have more room.
Yeah, absolutely.
Everything is, and not even for the storing. So, like I said, I'm actually lacking room. I'm currently working at the Mistlands.
Hmm.
I got a couple of black horse found, and with that, I need to drop the black forge. I need to drop the Galder table.
Hmm.
Problem is, I have no idea where
Ah, I see. Yeah, that's the problem.
because the black forge. I have been thinking to put the black forge more or less in this area where I'm standing, and then have one of the upgrades here between the pillar and the wall,
Mm.
and the other one close.
Do you
Just
use the backside of your storage? Because you could also drop the Galder table like where you're standing now in front of the
yeah,
boxes.
that's one of the other options that the Black Forge is actually put up here because that also gives me some easier access to some of the items for it.
Yeah,
And the
absolutely.
Golden table may end up here because this is basically the biggest room, the
Mm-hmm.
biggest area I still have.
Mm.
And I began to realize I had that problem when I had unlocked the first part of, uh, let's say, mid-game items. So after Moder, that I was like, okay, and where do I have to put a table and the upgrades?
Yeah.
Then we got to the planes, and I was like, and now I really got a problem.
Yeah, I know that feeling. I have been known to build attachments to my bases because I had not thunk about, oh
Yeah.
yeah, we're gonna get new upgrades and we're gonna get new tables that we have to accommodate for. And then, yeah, I have been building extras. You have watched my um, first
And
stream,
your
the first
your
stream
videos.
with Fridays, and she had to build cram everything in because she had no room in that forest base to put all of that stuff up. So yeah.
This is going to be a bit of kitchen working area. Same system as below, actually, with the crates.
Mm, very
My
nice.
old system was putting the meat in one or two chests and the vegetable items in one or two chests. And eventually you're running out of space, so you add another chest for the meat or the vegetables. And I was like, this time I'm going to do it different and simply dedicate one chest to one biome. And once again, same system.
How do you like it so far? I was thinking about that, but then I just went ahead and built a big warehouse outside and kept my tiny boxes for meat and everything, and just what was surplus I put in the warehouse. If I needed it, I could bring it in. Um, how do you like having the things sorted by the biomes?
It's actually easier. For me, it's easier. I just cooked the, was it Mistland Supreme and the hair stuff? Let me check. The meat platter and the uncooked Mistland Supreme, and I'm simply like, okay, that's two Mistlands foods and a Black Forest. And the meat platter is okay, two Mistlands and lox meat. So I know I need carrots for one. Okay, Black Forest, bomb, got it. I need the lox meat. Okay, plains, got it.
Hmm.
So with that, yeah, very useful.
I should try in some playthrough, maybe.
The what I have in my recording world is only four crates, and no, I got five because at some point with all the entrails, that's you actually get way too much entrails at some point.
Yeah, that's
But with
true.
all with with all the entrails and the blood bags, I had so much in the meat, the wolf meat, so much meat that I actually had to drop a lot of meat in the next part. So with that in mind, this works easier. I can
Yeah,
dedicate an entire row to the food, be it a horizontal or a vertical one, and yeah, done.
yeah, I see.
So
It makes
it's
absolute sense. I should try at some point to do it like that.
just, yeah, try, and if you don't like it, don't use it. If you do like it, use it. That's the only thing I can say. So I got my nice familiar looking cooking area, although you got another spit on it, I think. And I
I
just
usually I
added,
usually do the iron cooking station on a different hearth and have some of the smaller in between of those two because I tend
that's,
to have like a tight chimney around mine usually and have an outside grilling station.
I got a full chimney all along the side of the wall, actually. Although if I look at this, I may eventually change one of the beams I have over here for the ashwood ones, simply to give the impression that it's turned black of soot from the
Ah.
smoke. So that's one of the things I'm slowly working at currently. I want to use different materials,
Mhm.
and yeah, it's already showing in the floor a little bit.
Yeah,
And
some checkerboard.
yeah, I kind of liked it. I tried it with by another character. I had another character which was further when I started building it, and I simply tried to add some black marble, and I was like, yeah, this looks nice.
Yeah, absolutely. I had a throne room
It's
with checkerboard floor. That looked really nice with the marble, black marble throne in there and the
yeah,
checkerboard floor. That looked really nice.
it's kind of breaking the whole dullness
Yeah,
of
absolutely.
the gray floors.
Absolutely. I do
And
like
I made
how you managed to incorporate those staircases there. That looks really nice.
this was such a complicated job, and actually, it's still not right. If you take the left stairs, you will notice that when you turn left, you actually run into the roof. So that's the right one.
Oh yeah,
That's
well,
that doesn't matter. No,
that's the problem with
doesn't
me because I cannot.
doesn't matter. Doesn't matter because I actually made it.
Yeah, I
This is
see. I
ba-
see. I see.
basically the
Boing.
whole idea is what you see in hotels
Yeah.
or the very big houses, the mansions from the richer people.
Yeah. Yeah,
Two
absolutely.
stairs getting together, and you can use all kind of staircases to get to the left and the right. But the problem is I needed another row of floor here because it's very cramped. You're actually running past the wall. The wall is clipping through the head. So
I see. You
my
put
big
up
house could
the
even,
groustin on the top floor and the normal stone on the bottom.
yeah, and this wooden floor will actually be removed at some point. I will slowly turn it into grouston, the whole area.
I like the
This is,
4 meter high ceiling also up here because that is really making it not feel cramped. And I do like those windows you have set in here. That is really pretty.
yeah, including that.
The shutters, yeah, very, very cute. I really like it.
So that we're going to look at it from the outside, but I'm still not having this completely decorated because it's not even finished on the outside. But I am slowly going to improve with the items from the next biomes, etc., etc. And yes, I bought 2 Yule hats because of the company we have up here. I think they are familiar with you.
They are so cute. I do love those Rockies. This is such a cute idea the devs had there. I'm really happy finding Rockies.
Yeah, and like I said in a private conversation a couple of days ago, I actually changed the order of the hats. The summer crown, the pointy hat, and the Yule hat are now according to when they release.
Ah,
So
yeah.
Yule hat is always available, but we got the seasons now.
Yeah,
So that's
that's all the
summer,
all the seasons
autumn,
here.
and winter.
Yeah. And actually the crown does look really, really, really cute on those.
Yep.
Well, it's not
So
available right now, so my Rockies have to live with the pointy hat now.
unless you spawn it in, but yeah, I know. So
Yeah.
I'm still decorating. I just got the basic items to get my comfort up next to my bed, actually, with the, what's his name? The jacuzzi. I'm actually able to get to 18 when it's working, just close to my bed, and that's it. Over time, I will add more stuff. Starts to add the variation with the various rugs and things like that. Some more chairs and other stuff, simply to make this look more beautiful. Uh, Dwarven burger lanterns will be added for some more light, no more refilling. So it's a little bit basic. And yes, feel free to use the table if you want to. The
Yeah, that would be helpful so I can see what the
what I
Oh my gosh, you got yourself everything marked out here.
almost, yeah. I actually, that's it's funny. You enter a biome, and I think you're doing the same thing. What I've seen in your streams, you actually do the same thing. You enter a biome, you mark every copper, every blueberry, every mushroom location. Then at some point you move to the next biome. You started doing the same thing. So in mountains, you start locating where the eggs are, the frost caves. Then, for whatever reason, you need to go back to the Black Forest. And you'd be like, okay, copper, yeah, never mind.
Yeah,
Oh,
I do, I
blueberries.
do, I
Oh, I
do.
don't need that.
I do my mark some things in the beginning, but not as much as you do. I do mark the burial chambers in the beginning because it's easier to keep track in which one you were already. And I usually mark burial chambers that I have done in the later time of the game because I keep forgetting and then I do the same one and go into the same one again. So I usually do, but I don't write a lot on my maps because I rely on the markings in the biome meaning the same thing. Like dungeons is always the hammer, and if I put a hammer in a biome, I know there is a kind of dungeon, and there is one type of dungeon in that biome. There is the burial chambers in the forest.
In swamp.
In the
Right,
forest, and then there is the crypts in the swamp, and then there is the frost caves in the mountains. And every time it's one of those types, I put the hammer, so I know, okay, that's a dungeon. And if it's a troll cave, I will put a T for troll, so I can distinguish between, okay, that is a burial chamber, and that one is a troll cave. But usually I don't write with that, and I will probably put a dot and a C and U for copper next to a copper node. But mostly I just put a dot.
Just don't make the same mistake I did a couple of times. Closing the map before you hit enter, that gives a word that, well, I won't mention it right now, but it's not really appropriate. So, yeah, like I said, I'm still going to improve this. The idea is to use the short walls. I had wood over there. I was actually thinking about making a wooden wall at the two head sides of the building. Then I was like, let's try Crowstone with the small window parts. And I was like, yeah, a lot better.
Yeah, absolutely. And you have a little more light in here too, because it can filter through here.
Yeah, and it's the whole building is actually based east-west. So if I do the same kind of wall at the other side, from daylight, the morning light is coming in on one side and the evening light is coming at the other. Then we have something else upstairs, because I'm not done yet.
Ooh, the attic.
This is going to be the armory. It's a little bit darker. I should bring it a circlet actually. Oh, hang on. This helps a little bit.
Yeah, good idea. That is a really good idea.
So the armory, each and every armor I can craft in the game is going to be built up to its maximal level at some point. And from the light ones, I've used them all. Of course, this character is actually from before the Call of Arms update, so I had to add another armor stand for the bear armor. But my usual is Rex, Leather, Troll, then Root, then Fenris, and usually I switch to the pellet at some point to start combining Fenris and Root armor. So I haven't built all heavy armors yet. Actually, I quit that after the wolf cape. I didn't build any heavy armor anymore.
Actually, I am really lazy with the heavy armor, because I usually always use the light one, and only for my comfy cozy completionist, because completionist, I build all of the armors, also the heavy ones, but only on level 1, because it is hard enough to gather all the resources to do all the armors for every biome, because in some biomes there are quite a few armor pieces to be made.
Yeah, and think about wolf armor, the entire armor and weapons. You need a couple of 100 silver for that.
Yep.
So that's one of the reasons that I haven't done it, and that I didn't craft the padded armor yet, because by that time Call of Arms went into the public test branch, so I decided to actually add that. But yeah, armory, the weapons I've been using are already crafted and hung up, and some tools I've got several stuff items stored in the chest. I think it's farmer items I got in there.
Yeah, Hildir stuff, and then there is the wolf side trinket in there.
And the bear pawns, yeah. So that's going to be done at some point. I will build an entire Grausner floor, and in the end, the walls at both sides will become the Ashlands wood, because
Mm.
if I'm very honest, I like that more than the common wood.
Mm.
And the rooftop will become the, what's his name? Shingles, the dark wood,
The
the
dark
tar
wood.
shingles.
Okay. It's gonna be looking
So
fantastic with the gray ash wood and then the dark roof tiles. That would be looking very good, I think.
yeah, from the outside, that that's the feeling I had. I built a lot on instinct actually. So, but this staircase, that's what I'm really proud of. Figuring out how to get all the arches is also something I really like to do a lot for support because it's, yeah, we don't have castles in my country, at least not that many.
Yeah,
I think you got a few thousand more.
that's probably true, but I have to say I'm not much of a castle builder. All my bases came to realize do look very, very much like my regional farmers' houses. So yeah, that is probably more what I'm doing here, channeling
So,
our local farmers' houses.
so outside, still a little bit dull, but my plan is to get the seed versions of all plants all around the house.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I'm planning to build the ash vines at some point along the house because yeah, I like that look. It's a really nice look with the vine berries. This is the normal vine from the bogwitch.
Yeah.
So still need to upgrade this. Then we have a little farming plot. And just for looks, I just keep the crops at some point here.
It is all neat and orderly rows of the same stuff like that. That was what I was expecting. You have planted everything neatly in orderly rows.
Yeah, yeah, from upstairs it actually looks better. So a farming area, also the outside walls. And looking at this, yeah, your little trick, the one you discovered with the maple.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So even this part isn't finished yet. All this work and even my walls aren't finished. I'm already preparing for the ballistas up here,
Mm-hmm.
but my walls aren't even finished yet. You can't get to that. That's the gatehouse. We will be there. This is the other side, so you can go all around. And I've tried to keep the bushes from the planes that were growing here. I will eventually start to implement them in the garden just to make them look better.
Shooting range there. Very
Yeah,
nice.
and the practice area next to it.
Yeah, and then you have the twig in there. Very pretty.
I got the most of the weapons up planes right now. So the idea was to get a nice practice area going, including the weapons. In a way, I like a little bit of realism as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm
And I
absolutely
haven't
with
even,
you on that. And I can see you started to lay down the dark wood here. And it looks actually really pretty. Not the dark wood, the Graustein with looks really pretty with the Graustein up there and then the Graustein roof. Really like
yeah.
that.
So we can take two ways now. Let me think. If we go to the left where my windmill is, that's my current project because, yeah, I've entered Mistland. And that means, first of all, I need to get a special building for the Wisp. But I also need a special building for the I made a building for the ITER refinery.
Yeah, you don't
So
want to
I built
destroy your pretty building with the ITER shooting all over your place.
the thing I was running into is how do you build something from black marble if you actually don't know how it's going to look like? Because we will later see the bridge we crossed, I had to build that. So I decided to build the whole thing from common stone and then slowly turn everything into black marble. That idea worked perfectly. And then I had to build arches. Problem, black marble doesn't have the kind of arch the stone has.
Yep, that's that one.
So I had to improvise again. And actually I like that. I like improvising because you need to be creative at that point. The whole arching use I have here to support the roof or floor, depending on how you look at it, with the I forgot the name. The iron grates as some sort of extra support. That whole thing was already something to figure out how to do that. When I had that figured out, then it's yeah, but it needs to be covered up, etc. So I like those challenges in building.
Yeah, I can understand that.
And it may not look very pretty yet, but it is very effective because that spot where the hole is where actually the refinery will come. And that hole is the exact spot where I will drop the soft tissue in the refinery.
I
Then
think this is
it
gonna be
hides.
fabulous when you're done.
Yeah, I will show you again. We will do another one when everything's done. Probably when Deep North is released.
That's most likely. This is a lot of work. This is a gigantic base, and do that all by yourself. You have to haul all the stones, all the wood, all the black marble. That is
Well,
a ginormous effort to build all of that.
there's a reason that my resource modifier is at 1.5.
Yeah, that's what I did for my Comfy Cozy Completionist run too, because it would bore people to death. Watch me gather all I need to build a new
So,
base in every biome with the normal resources. Let me just close the doors
and
here.
this is one of my most beautiful achievements. Look at how the arches are done.
Very pretty.
Very, very nice. It's very complicated actually to get it going because of the limitations you have with the integrity of the materials. But this is actually the reason why I built this big cube up here. I had to figure out how far does that bridge need to go.
Mm.
And my first way to do that was actually using the core wood poles. That okay, and then it started to collapse. Okay, that means I have to build the entire building. Okay, let's build it all up. So this used to be my courtyard and my port. I was having my port on this side, but I have no idea what I'm going to do with this yet. But this side is the ocean side. And my ships got hammered against the wall, against the dock. Now it's just a lookout point.
Got actual
With,
bad weather here. Boo.
yeah, but I'm at the border of plains and marsh swamp. So, but I'm using the wooden guard towers here. And like I said, I have special protection. I don't know if my pet leech is actually here now. Come on, where are you? should rename the thing. Maybe I should call it Lily or something. There it is. Look, I've got pet leeches. This is swamp area, but my island was plain, so it's really the border between the two.
Mm-hmm.
Every time I got a raid and they have to come from that side, nothing is able to enter. Absolutely nothing.
Yeah, because
So
the leeches kill everything off.
leeches and the droger we have also over that area to our left a little bit and in front with me. Everything will be killed.
That is
Building
another.
this was,
It's another form of spawn protection.
yeah, of course, the problem was when building this that they also tried to attack me. So I had to switch from my current mace or sword, I don't know exactly what I was using, to my hammer all the time because I was under attack too. But it was fun. I can't show what it is because they will attack. But I built just 2 rows stones and I used the same arch cover for the floors. This one is big enough for the long ship, the one on the right for the calf, and this side is too shallow for the Drakkar.
Mm-hmm.
That Drakkar will never be able to fit here. But doesn't matter.
The Drakkar
Was,
has a pretty shallow bottom. It might even.
yeah, I was already having some problems with the long ship, but I will probably build it when I'm going to the Ashlands from the Mistlands off. So, courtyard. Yeah, I need to repair this later, but I'm out of. Oh no, I'm not out of stone yet. Did you know that black marble is actually using 2 items less for the same size of stones as the common stone one?
No, it didn't because I never counted. I just
Well,
carried the stuff and I never really looked at the cost.
well, I found out by accident today that when I was removing stuff, okay, I remove a stone, replace it for black marble. You're carrying too much. Wait, what?
So
I picked it up.
you gained weight by picking up the stones.
Yeah, for some reason I got. Oh, hang on. I think I know why. I used at some point the dev command to build because it's simply too much stone. And when I destroy this, it's likely that it's released 1.5 times what I built instead of normal ones. So I got 6 instead of 4. So defensive area number 1. In case of invasion, no, you should enter first and then close the door.
That would be clever, not close the door in your own face.
So what I had in mind is for a little bit castle work. At some point, you have the central castle and you always had a front courtyard and things like that. So that's what I built. If there would be PvP invasion, they will probably enter from the dock, and that means they will have to come through here. So that's why I made this wooden gatehouse, including the battlements. And you still have a nice view. Every once in a while, when I get a raid, I can stand here and watch. It's too low. The roof is too low for my liking. I did the overhanging roofs, the ones you prefer to do. But for my liking, it's actually too low because I don't have much view.
I do love the overhanging roofs because it's more realistic to what I feel like that. Seldom in our area where I live, the roof would be cut off with the wall. It would always be overhanging, so that is what I prefer because that's what I see all day have seen for all my life.
Yeah. Well, the overhanging isn't the problem. I think I should have added another 2 meters before I actually start building the roof. That's what I meant. The overhanging in itself is nice because as a result, the wood I'm using for the small wall here always will remain normal looking, no weathering.
Yeah.
But because of that overhang, the area to look through is simply too small. And that simply, like I said, I had to build it more up. It should have been a little bit higher.
Well, that is something that can always be done. If
I
you
can
feel,
always replace things.
yeah, if you feel like it, you can always do that.
So this is the practice area, including the bench. If there's an archery contest, people can sit down here and watch. Two ranges, short range and longer range. Because yeah, that's what I've seen at archery areas as well. I'm usually passing one when I'm visiting my parents. And they have different distances.
With 24 life, I won't go too close to Twig because I don't want stones thrown at me.
No, you can. It's 20 meters, so if we pass by along the bush here, it's okay. And yeah, like I said, I've gathered all but one of the practice items. All
Yeah,
of these are actually found.
I have to do some more gathering with those. Yeah, gotta have all of them at some point.
Especially for a completionist.
Yeah, especially for a completionist. I might not do that with Maigo, but I will for sure do it for Lorelei and the Cozy Comfy Completionist run.
Do I have... This one is actually... This is what I meant about the height. I
Yeah.
have the overhanging roof and this one is looking a lot better.
Yeah, very scenic with the plains and swamp like right next there, looking like a picture, like an oil painting.
Yeah, I really like this. I really like this spot. When I found it, I was like, this is going to be the spot where I'm going to build my base. Except that Fury Village is dead now. I needed stuff and I decided to invade them. Yeah, well, besides, they were very noisy neighbors, always giggling
And cackling, yeah, and that is, yeah, noisy neighbors are no fun. What is this
so
here?
main gatehouse.
Ah.
And I will have to place stone, not floors, but stone pathing. This is independent from the rest of the walls. But this is the main gatehouse. I need to build it up. I'm going to add ballistas at some of the corners, especially the ones I'm not going to walk past. Some extra stones for protection and probably some braziers, maybe even a roof. And if I'm going to build a roof, it's going to be the groused one.
Mm.
Even from here, you got a nice view.
Yeah. Really, that
Especially
is it is looking like a oil painting. Really, so pretty.
yeah. So I am very proud about how everything turned out. I'm very happy with it.
Yeah.
Don't fall. I really need to add some railing at some point.
Well, wouldn't do a thing to me if I fell because I have
Yeah,
my
you got
feather
the feather.
cape. I got my feather cape, and I'm never gonna take it off.
I can't offer you flowers, by the way. But you can take honey. And one of the reasons for this location, all crops, and I even had the cloudberries here. I'm not using any mods, not even a plant all mod. The cloudberries were already growing.
I do like
So
when I can make the already existing stuff work. I do use the plant everything mod very sparingly and never to plant orderly rows of bushes or something because I don't like altering the gameplay and making the gameplay much easier.
that's
It's just
the same
like
thing I
for
did here.
for decorations, just to make the place prettier.
Yeah, that's why I try to keep the bushes we have here. I think at some point I will make a stone path. So this stone cutter will be removed, and then I make a nice stone path along the cultivated area and plant the rest with grass. Something like that, so it's looking more natural. Same reason I did the pathing over here.
Yeah.
Besides, I got a few, well, few hundreds, I think close to 1,000 stone stored in the cart over there. So I'm not worried about lacking stone.
This is really a ginormous base, and I
It's a,
really
yeah,
like what you did here. There is so many good ideas and really gives off the medieval castle vibe in some way. Really cool. I really like it.
and like I said, using your idea about of the maple,
Yeah, putting it up
it
on the
was,
roof.
yeah, yeah. In daytime, it's looking better. It, you can clearly see it's not finished yet. It's also looking quite big, and sometimes I'm like, it's looking too big from the outside. Is there any way to solve that? Then,
You could structure the outside a little bit with some columns to make it to break up the big planes
that's
you have there.
one of the reasons I want to use the vines on the wall.
Yeah, that is
If I,
one way to do that. Or you could simply just put some big old columns up there and have like a
yeah,
little
roof piece,
roof piece over the
yeah,
entryway and put some columns there to break up that big explain you have here. That would help probably to make it feel less bulky because from the inside it does not feel that much because you have it in the tiers in the different stories. But you are right, when you're standing here, it is a big house.
it's really bulky, yeah. And but on the inside, I have columns, and that's already breaking the view.
Right, and you could the same
So
do the same thing outside, like make some adjustments and put some columns there and put a little bit of a roof over your
yeah, maybe
entrance.
black marble columns, groused roof, something like that, or the wooden shingles, something like that,
Yeah,
with the black wood.
that would break it
Doesn't
up
have to.
nicely.
Yep, absolutely.
I like with the windows in the roof, like the small dormer windows you have there, that breaks up that big plane really nicely with that windows with those windows there. It's really pretty.
Yeah, that was actually easier to build as I thought. The basically what I did is using the 45-degree angled roof piece, and instead of a 45-degree angled one, I was using yeah, there's also a little bit piece of floor sticking out. I used the 26, so that means that you're going to get some room between the two roof pieces. Fill it up with crystals and shutters, and you're done.
Yeah,
So I actually had it built with shutters before I added crystal.
I do love that feather cape. I will never take it off.
Yeah, until you get a new character and then you die because you weren't having the 100 hit points and you jumped off something.
That is why I make a point to keep my health above 100 because I will forget that I have no feather cape and I will jump off a roof and die miserably.
The Grouston one I have here, it's not showing that nice because of the crystal, but that's actually the inner corner.
Yep.
You've got those Grouston pieces. I don't know if you've got your hammer with you, but you can bring up your screen if you want to. But you've got those Grouston pieces where you can combine two pieces to form an inner corner.
Yeah, absolutely. I see what you did here. That was why I jumped over here because I wanted to see what you did there.
I have been practicing that just at ground level until I got it right, and then I actually built it. That was a very tricky part, but when the result was done, I was like, this is great, because the Dutch in itself don't use that kind of extension on the roof. We have more the ones I had on the other side. So this is special.
But it breaks up the plane really nicely here. That is really pretty.
Yep.
So yeah, I guess that is the way to go with if you use a lot of that grousing roof tiles to put some of those windows in there to break it up a little bit, because it will be so much of one thing and will look boring if you don't. So that is a good idea to do that.
And that's why I intend to use the Grouston for the cover of one floor and switch to the shingle ones for the next one. Or I may even keep the current roof type. Being a little bit closer to what my country does. I think your country is similar. Houses having actually reach thatch for rooftops and a small part
Mostly it's terracotta tiles like the Graustin looks. We don't have a lot of thatch where I live in Bavaria. If you go up north, North Sea, that kind of type, there they have thatch roofs. But where I live, we don't have thatch roofs.
Simple, same ones we're using currently.
Wooden shingles would be a thing used here in history back then, before they had all the terracotta roofs. They used wooden shingles.
So
but
yeah,
never,
in your case,
no thatch.
Well, up here the cities were using thatch for a long time. Of course, you had a fire hazard. So at some point, they started to use the terracotta shingles. And outside the cities, especially the bigger farms, they had a thatch part on top and the terracotta only halfway.
To save on the terracotta, because that was the expensive stuff.
Very expensive, yeah. So they did it 50-50.
Clever.
And that's where I got the idea from, to do it the way I did with the Grouston. And well, actually, this is a thatched roof, what I have now.
Yeah, that I like that the first roof you can build is actually thatched roof, and then you get the shingles, like the looks like wooden shingles to me, the black wood, the dark wood. Yeah, with the tar. And then you get the stone roof, like that is very common everywhere. So they have like the progression there from the simplest is the thatch, and everybody could afford thatch, and then you go to the more expensive versions of the roof as you progress.
Yeah. It's always getting light again.
We have
Funny.
been looking for 2 days. Really interesting. No sleeping, just looking because there is so much to look at your base. I'm really impressed. I have seen pictures, you sent me screenshots, and I thought, my gosh, that is a big base, and I'm really, really impressed what you did here because that is a lot of building.
Well, you saw the day timer. At some point, I'm at day 440 something.
Yeah,
So yeah.
that is a lot of building.
Let's say that's about 441. So let's say that out of that, about 300 days are spent on building, maybe even more.
I really like what you did here with the maypole up on the roof. It is like a weather vane.
But I was actually thinking I could build myself something looking like a church and put this on top.
That would be fab too.
Maybe at some point I do have some room left over there where I used to have my porch and my courtyard. Maybe I built something like a small chapel dedicated to Odin or Thor.
Oh yeah, that would be cool. And you know what would be cool? Put a ward in
And
there because the wards are shaped after Odin. So that would be like a little chapel to Odin with his likeness in there.
that's a possibility indeed. Or I put obliterator in it and have it as a special sacrificial area to Thor.
Actually, I did that in one of my, and I plan to do that on my Ghost World with the no map. I plan to put the obliterator in a sanctuary for Thor. So I'm gonna build a sanctuary for Thor and put the obliterator in the middle. That's what I'm planning to do.
Yeah. Well, I do have some room left, so I do also know that it's going to be in black marble. Because that's the only material that doesn't get damaged when you use that thing. And I also know that I'm going to use that thing if I have eaten the highest of food, because it hits hard.
Yes, that it does. But then again, I build it wide enough so it does clear the circle and it's only the floor that needs repairing once in a while. So I'm good with that. But you're gonna see what I'm planning to do on my stream when I get there. It's gonna be a while.
Yeah, well, we'll see. Now, daytime. Yeah, this looks, this gives the best impression still, daytime. And funny, but at daytime it looks smaller.
That's true. But I think that's because of the dark shadows in the night, and then the whole house is a dark shadow and it melts into the shadows. So
Yeah,
that
it
makes
blends in.
it makes it look even more bulky. It has really the Dutch feeling about it with that saddle roof, and I just think there needs to be a door up here with a crane. That would make the ultimate Dutch feeling there for me.
What I can do, you actually give me an idea right now. I've got that Royston piece up here, single room. I can turn that, it's a 2x2. I could turn that in a room and use a Grouston floor or something with the columns as a small balcony above that Darkwood gate.
That that would actually look very, very good. And it would
The
break
only
up that big area.
yeah, it would break up the front and it would add some.
Also, what you could do if you are so inclined, you could use some dark wood uh, poles and frame those glass windows with them. So to have the darker color in there a little bit more and pick up the color from the gate. on the windows and put a window
As a window
frame?
frame, yeah. Yeah, I should make them. I should make those windows larger if I do that. It would certainly break the bulkiness of the wall.
Absolutely
Just not.
that, and then have a dark wood window frame around them that would pick up the colors from the gate on the sides. That would be pretty too, I think.
So we were showing around each other's bases, and now we're discussing architecture.
Yeah, well, that is what it is about.
Well,
Seeing the
yeah,
inspiration, what the other one did, and then maybe think up ideas what to make better, differently, or nicer. I really, really like what you did. And this garden area is fabulous with the birch trees that were already here and the bushes here. That is really pretty. I can picture that with some grass here, maybe a little bench. One of those
I was already thinking about the bench or something like maybe uh, just a small area using the dark wood poles, using the dark wood shingles, try to make it circle with
make
a
a
bench
guys,
and a
yeah,
table inside, so people to give the impression that you got a nice, comfortable spot where you can sit down and read a book.
yeah, like a gazebo, that would be pretty. You could even have like an outdoor barbecue area with a hearth and some roof over it and a grilling station there. That could be pretty too.
So, like I said, there is a lot to do still.
Absolutely. But you have come a good part with all of that. Alone that house, so many walls and rooms and things and everything and all of the fortifications around with the banisters with all of that. That is impressive. That is really, really, really impressive what you did here.
Thank you for the compliment. I appreciate, really appreciate it.
I'm absolutely glad I came to see all of this because this is really really
You
impressive.
thought you was thinking I was bragging.
Nah, I saw the screenshots you sent me, and I was thinking, man, that guy has a lot of patience building walls. That is a big base, but seeing it in person and walking around here is really just hitting home how big this place is and how many stones you have used to build all of that. I do
Yeah.
love that ivy
Not
growing
not
up the
just
wall here. It's really, really cool.
not just to build, but what do you think of the raising, the terraforming?
Yeah, getting all of that even and raising all of that up to that level, man, you have used a lot of stones and you had a lot of patience to get all of that even. I must say, I lack that kind of a patience. Really, I would it would drive me bonkers. So
Indeed.
I usually do as little terraforming as I can get away with. You have seen some of my bases, and most of them don't use a lot of terraforming. I just leave it as it is and jump over the bushes and jump over whatever is in my way.
Yeah, and I don't like jumping that much.
I'm training up my jumping levels. I'm at jumping level 100 real quick because I'm jumping all the time.
I can't. But it's also Divines that's bugging me a little bit with that. Anyway, you was showing me around, so you can actually sign out here. It's no problem instead of going back to spawn. That's one of the big advantages for you.
I'd like to stand inside, and if you don't mind, in
I
front
can eat. You can even
of your
you can
friend.
even have you can even have one of the pets because it is dedicated to another character. But
Ah,
I
it's so
can always
it's
build a new one.
no,
Oh, we got a raid.
We got us a raid. Let me eat something. Can I help you fight off that raid?
Fight? Usually they don't even get here.
Well, that's the ghost ones.
They even don't get. Oh wait, I better get. I got my feast. I need my other food. This one is pretty spawn proof. But if you want to have fun, be my guest.
Well, I can't see anything coming at us here. You really did a good job spawn-proof that thing.
Yeah, but over time I will remove some of the workbenches on the outside. And at that point, spawn proofing is more or less gone. Going to rely more on what I have on the inside.
Yeah, nobody is showing up for the game. How is like there is that saying, think about it, it is war and nobody is coming. Yeah, that's the feeling you get here because spawn proofed, you can't get any problems here.
Yeah.
Not even a single wraith.
No, it's absolutely. I think the best spot may even be close to the swamp area.
Yeah, I was going there because I thought maybe we can see some ghosts in the swamp or something, but no, nothing. Nothing at all.
Absolutely nada.
Oh, there is one. Look at that. One made his way here. Do.
Oh, next to you?
Yeah, I just killed a wraith. It made its way right here.
Well, you just banished them.
I just killed that one and then the raid was over. I think it came probably from that shallows where your boat is, because it could spawn in the shallows there. That is the only possible explanation.
Yeah, that may be likely.
So that was the only thing that came from it.
So we've been here about an hour 50 minutes. We had one raid. Given that there's a trigger set for every 40 minutes, and I've been at this base a little bit before that. Yeah, it's already quite seldom that the raid actually happens.
Oh, I think this is a good spot to say goodbye because like the scenic swamp in the background there, that is really pretty.
There's an old tower. There's actually an old broken spawn point tower opposite of.
Yeah, I see it there where the green light is. So
yeah.
That was this episode. I visited King Under the Mountain, also known as Thorin Oakshield, on some platforms, and we looked at his fabulous base he built in this wonderful world, like across the swamp. And I'm pretty impressed. I hope you like this walk around in someone else's base as much as I did like it, and I hope you give it a thumbs up, and if you want to see more of my content, please subscribe to the channel. We do live streams on Tuesdays on YouTube and Twitch, and we are going to be back with new shenanigans in the 10th world real soon. Bye!